Sometimes you have to destroy yourself to build yourself. I know it sounds intense, but stay with me because this is important. Have you ever felt like there's something holding you back, some invisible barrier keeping you from being the person you know you're meant to be? That barrier isn't out there. It's in here, inside of you. It's the habits, the excuses, the self-doubt that you've built over the years, maybe even to protect yourself. But now those walls are keeping you from greatness. You see, growth doesn't come without pain. Real transformation requires you to break down those barriers, to face those uncomfortable parts of yourself. And sometimes that means destroying the version of yourself that's too scared, too cautious, or too comfortable. If you truly want to become the person you dream of being, you have to be willing to let go of who you are now. I know it's hard. We're all attached to our routines, our habits, even our doubts. But those parts of you, the ones that keep saying, "I'm not good enough," or "What if I fail?" they have to go. Take a moment and ask yourself, what would happen if I let go of my doubts, my fears, my excuses? Who could you be if you stopped holding back? To rebuild yourself, you have to get rid of what's weighing you down. You have to tear down the parts of you that are scared of failure, that are afraid to be seen, that hesitate when it's time to act. And yes, it's painful. Yes, it's uncomfortable. But comfort zones are the graveyards of dreams. If you want to live a life that's extraordinary, then you've got to be willing to push beyond ordinary limits. I know it's not easy. Change isn't supposed to be easy. There will be days when you feel like you're breaking instead of building. But think of it like this. Before a muscle grows, it has to tear. Before a diamond forms, it has to endure pressure. And before you become the person you're meant to be, you have to let go of who you are right now. Now, I want you to think about the version of yourself that you aspire to be. What would that person look like? What habits would they have? What mindset? What level of discipline? Because here's the truth. You can become that person, but you have to be willing to do the hard work. You have to be willing to tear down the old you and rebuild yourself, brick by brick. Let me share something with you. There was a time when I was comfortable, too comfortable. I had routines that didn't serve me, habits that kept me small, doubts that made me hesitate. And one day I realized that if I didn't make a change, I'd stay stuck. I'd be trapped in that version of myself forever. So I made a choice. I decided to let go of the comfort, to push through the fear, and to break down the parts of myself that were holding me back. It was hard. I had to wake up earlier, work harder, face rejection, and deal with setbacks. But with each step, I felt myself growing. I felt myself becoming stronger, more resilient, more capable. And now looking back, I realized that it was in those moments of tearing down the old me that I found my true strength. And you can do this too. Every single one of us has the ability to become someone stronger, someone fearless, someone who refuses to back down. But it won't happen by accident. You have to make the choice to tear down what's holding you back and rebuild yourself into something unstoppable. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to decide right here, right now, that you're going to let go of the person you are today. Let go of the doubts, the fears, the excuses. Decide that you're going to destroy every part of yourself that's keeping you small. Because when you do, you'll open the door to a life that's beyond anything you've ever imagined. This journey isn't going to be easy. There will be days when you want to quit. Days when the old you tries to come back and take over. But in those moments, remember why you started. Remember the version of yourself that you're fighting to become. And remind yourself that you have the power to break through anything standing in your way. This isn't just about becoming successful, it's about becoming unstoppable. It's about stepping into your potential and refusing to settle for anything less than the life you're capable of living. So destroy the limits, tear down the excuses, and rebuild yourself into someone who doesn't just dream, but achieves. Someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. When you're willing to destroy the old you, you'll discover strength you never knew you had. You'll become resilient, powerful, unbreakable, because that's what it takes to build the life you want. You have to be willing to let go of who you are now to make room for who you're meant to be.